What's up, everybody? This week, 6 to 9 p.m., Stevens Marine is the Addicted Bash. We have some guest speakers coming in. It's going to be a great time. There's going to be pizza for you guys. There's going to be some awesome talks about methods for summer Chinook fishing. And again, it's just going to be a bash of all bashes. If you've never been to one of these bashes, it's an absolute great time. There's going to be a ton of information coming to you guys about how to summer Chinook fish and how to get out there and have fun on the water. So mark it on the calendars. This Thursday, 6 to 9 p.m. at Stevens Marine in Tigard, Oregon. We'll see you there. Okay, do I dare turn it off? Not yet. You can start. It's never not worked before. So hello everybody and welcome back to another Addicted Fishing video. Today we are out here in search of our very first summer steelhead of the year. We've been getting some epic returns already this year. I have a lot of people saying they think it's going to be one of the best years in quite a while for summer steelhead, which is a huge relief. It's been a tough year over the last few years. So the couple of setups that I'm going to go over with you guys today, I'm going to show you kind of my routine, the things that I like to do for summer steelhead, and I keep it simple. The thing about summers in particular is they're extremely aggressive. A lot of these fish have never been hooked before. They've never seen anything since they've come in from the ocean, so they're going to be pretty easy to catch. So we're going to go with a jig, bait, spinner setup throughout the day, and I'm going to show you a lot of techniques on how we fish them as we go along. So it's going to be a very educational and hopefully a productive day. Let's get moving downriver. So a good rule of thumb is you're going down the Steelhead River. On a day like today, I'm noticing the river has dropped a ton. So we have a lot clearer water. The fish are going to be a little bit more vulnerable throughout the day. Basically, I want to be fishing the deeper spots. And with a rule of thumb, with about a 6-foot leader, I'm always going to want to run my bobber stop at about 4 to 5 feet if I can't see the bottom. I want our stuff down there on the bottom because these fish are going to be sucked tight. They're going to want to be getting away from whatever predators are out there and from any boats that are going by. So I'm going to run my stuff to Joel today. Keep your stuff at about 4 to 5 feet. If we can see the bottom, it's a good rule of thumb to just fish your leader. But if it's any deeper than that, let's run about 4 to 5 feet in our bobber stops. So I talked about what bait I'm using today, but I'm going to show you the setup that I'm doing. And this is kind of quintessential for your winter steelhead, summer steelhead type of fishing. I got my little anise egg, my Mad River egg with my bait. And then I have about a 6-foot leader, and I think it's very imperative in the summertime to have a little bit longer leaders when you're fishing like this. A lot of that is because these fish are more sensitive. They're a little more skittish at times. They can be very aggressive, but the thing is the water's lower and the water's clear. So we want to be able to extend our leader away from our weight setup. I got my Dave's Tangle Free 1/2 ounce stick weight there with a swivel, all the way up to my 1/2 ounce or 3/4 ounce Bomac Clear Drift float. I got the little topper on top of this. I have a 65-pound Addicted Enforcer braid as my braid that I'm using on my reel. I really like that 65-pound because it allows my stuff to float on top of the surface. My Okuma Guide Select Pro 9.9 8 to 17 pound. Why I'm sticking with the 8 to 17 pound on this adaptation is because there is Chinook in the river, so we can't target them where we're fishing today. But I want to be able to fight them and not lose all my gear if I do hook a nice big one. So 8 to 17 pound rather than the 6 to 12 is one of my favorite. A little bit harder rod to find, but works really well. But. So one thing I always say, Joel, is when you get your line out there, even when we're drifting with the boat like this, you want to mend at the first third of the drift and then 3/4. So as soon as it hits the water, let that little belly form, mend that line above the bobber. So then you fish about the rest of the half of your drift until you get another belly, and then mend at 3/4, and you'll never have that big belly down below. So you don't have to mend every 3 seconds like a lot of people do, but mend at first, third, and 3/4. See how you got that nice little like that's what you want your line to look like each time. So if that's not there, come up, get rid of that belly, and then let her go again. Just that small amount of drag on the water, especially with a jig, will get that thing pulling down river, and it'll start that jig going faster than the current, and that'll keep the fish from biting it at times. Bobber goes down, I don't want you to do a whip. I call it the tweaker reel. That bobber goes under until you have them on. Doesn't need to be any lift or whip. Or else if you go to whip and you got all that line out there, it'll come tight, that fish will do a couple barrel rolls and it'll come right off. Tweaker reel, everyone. Tweaker reel. Reel up a crank or two, yeah, and then you should be good the rest of your drift there. Yeah, you see that? Much easier. And one thing too, the rod's 10 feet long for a reason. So always kind of keep that tip straight up in the air like this. Just keep that hitchhiker thumb straight up. And that helps a lot with keeping your line off the water. So if it does start to drag, just leave it because it comes way up here. It has a nice little shoal up into the tail out, and those fish should be sitting right on the edge of that little shoal. Shoal they are. Go then. See? Squeak. There's gonna be one there for sure. So I'm gonna hold us against it. We're gonna cast down below the boat and make sure it goes through there before they see us. Oh, it feels good. We're back, everyone. We're back to Washington. Okay, little to nothing. Wow, I was not paying attention, boys and girls. I was not paying attention. How long was that bobber down? Do we have recollection? Playback, instant replay. Oh, I'm down. Okay, this one's gonna take us down. It's gonna be a rough ride. One rolled and the tail out right there too. Oh, he's dogging me. This is a big fish. This is a big fish. Essence of multitasking, everybody. This is the essence of multitasking. Vibing with the crotch, vibing with the hands, talking with the neck. Oh, it's a nice one. I don't think it's summer though. Oh, suspenseful. We got a really shallow rapid below us, you guys. If you didn't notice, when I hooked up the jumper cables wrong today, and I fried my kicker motor, so I can't get the kicker to start. So we're running off the big motor all day, and we're not going to really be able to go through super shallow water. So, yep, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We're going to go right to him. We'll try to get him. We'll try to get him safe on the net rigger. I don't think he wants to go down. Just keep walking the dog. Oh, that's a good sized fish. Oh my God. Alright, we're gonna walk it through. We're gonna have it. We're gonna go way over the well. Oh, Lord! Nice shot! Yeehaw! What a rodeo! That's a nice big fish. Nice. First fish of the day, not our target species. Target species, not the target run. I can tell this is a wild steelhead, everybody, so we need to make sure to keep it in the water. So I'm going to pull over here. We're going to take a good look at him. We're going to let him go on his way. Oh, that's a nice, big, old winter steelhead. What a beautiful, beautiful fish. Incredible color. Oh, it's falling in. Incredible colors on it. He just munchy one-sheet the old Mad River egg. So cool. What a beast. Beautiful, beautiful colors. Now this is crazy because this fish probably swam in sometime in March or April and has been here doing his business, protecting his babies ever since, and until he ran into us. Okay, Joel, did you do me the honors? Nope. Yep, there we go. Nice job. Just the epitome of spring. We got big spawning winters. We got fresh summers in here somewhere. All I know is we got a fish in the boat. Yes! Woohoo! Woo! Let's get back out there. All right, let's go then. So we've moved down river a little ways. I don't want to fish on spawning winter steelhead. Those are very special creatures. So it's good that if you do find a place like that where you're catching fish that are like that, kind of older, darker, and you can tell they're in a spawning mentality, let's get away from them. So we moved down river. We're looking for those fresh summer steelhead because those are going to be one of the best eating fish. The thing about a summer steelhead that makes it so good is similar to like a spring Chinook. These things come into the river and they're not going to spawn. This is May. They're not going to spawn until like September or October after this entire summer goes by. So they keep an incredibly high fat content on them, which makes them delicious to eat. Hopefully you guys will see that at some point in this episode. So that's why we're out here targeting those specifically. All right, it's spinner chucking time. And I would have to say that one of the most effective ways to catch a summer steelhead is with a spinner. We're gonna work over a couple different spots that we've already fished with bait, and we're gonna see if it does pull true, that a spinner does work better than anything else. So keep our fingers crossed, start casting, we'll see what happens. Oh yeah, kid. Pepperoni time.
Thanks, sir.
That's nice. New river, new opportunities. Started to rain pretty hard. We were getting soaking wet. The kicker motor wasn't working. A lot of things were going wrong. So we decided to change rivers and really try to up our odds by fishing a smaller body of water. This time of year, the bigger rivers are a little bit harder to catch fish on when there's not as many. So we got a small river here. Let's see if we can find our summer steelhead. One thing you guys are going to notice when I'm fishing a spinner, and this time of year again, it's probably one of my absolute favorite things to use to catch a steelhead. I'll go over a couple different styles of the spinner once we hit the tailgate again, but I'm going to talk about kind of my strategy and how I fish it. This is what we would call the quintessential steelhead water right here to throw a spinner in. It's about 3 to 5 feet deep. We got this nice fast riffly stuff going past us, and it allows me to make a good swing with my spinner, keeping it right off the bottom and covering a lot of water. Mainly here, what I'm going to explain to you guys, and I've explained it a bazillion times before, and a bazillion's a lot, is the close, middle, far technique. What I'm always going to do in a situation like this is I'm going to start at the very top of the hole. What that's going to do is it's going to give me a good starting point to work my way systematically all the way through. So my first cast is always going to be to the distance that I can't see the bottom. And in this situation, it's only about 8 to 10 feet out. So when I make my first cast, it's going to be my close cast. I'm going to make that cast about 10 to 15 feet out in front of me, slowly keeping my tip down, nice slow reel, bringing it past me until it's at a 45-degree angle down below me, then I'm going to reel it back in. You'll notice I haven't moved. I didn't cast all the way across the river in my first cast, but what I did is I worked that first little inside slope. Now I'm going to cast halfway across the river. Because I cast it halfway across the river, I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to point my tip. I'm going to follow my spinner all the way down river with my tip pointed right at that blade. And I'm going to work it all the way through. And you can see here as I'm going through this little swing, I'm not really using the reel that much. I'm using the pressure of the water on my line to make that spinner swing and to get that blade to start to spin. What happens a lot of the time, if you reel the spinner too fast, you're going to pull too much tension on your line and it's going to come up in the water column. EA not going to be in front of the fish. Now, see, I still haven't moved. I didn't cast all the way across the river. Now it's my third cast. Now I'm finally going to cast across the river. I'm going to bomb one all the way over there. Keep my tip higher this time because I don't want the water to grab the inside or that line that's closest to me, or else again it's going to create too much speed. My spinner is going to be going too fast and I won't be effectively fishing that long cast like I want to. I'm going to keep my tip down once again, letting that current pull, spinner swing all the way around. Now that I've made all 3 of those casts, now I'm going to take 2 steps down river. Now it's time to fish again. One thing I will say about summer steelhead fishing is it can be much more effective from the bank. I find at times being able to bounce around, especially like in this time of the year where we still have some pretty good water flows. The thing about summer steelhead is they run all the way through August into September. A lot of times they start fresh ones coming in each day. So this time of year when you have a lot of water and you have fish like summer steelhead that can migrate a long ways in one day, it can be very effective to fish from the bank. So that's why I kind of switched it up today. I knew we're going to be able to bounce around to some different holes now that we've started this afternoon. We're going to fish into the witching hour and hopefully find that fish that we so rightfully deserve at this point. Just kidding. Nobody deserves a fish. You got to work for them, everyone. Boy, I tell you guys, it has been a grinder of a day. Doesn't seem like it's been that long. We got that nice first fish, but since then we haven't had a bite. I think what it was is Joel on the way to the river said it was going to be our lucky day. And totally freaking jinxed us. Last time I ever take my neighbor fishing. about to title this video the most unlucky day ever steelhead fishing. Well, it's officially the most unlucky day of steelhead fishing ever. Broke the boat, caught the wrong species, lost the spinner I've had for probably a year. That's okay. It's okay. It's not okay. Honestly, it's not okay. I'm not okay. Ooh, that's a good one. This is not a good look for me. Everything's going wrong.
You wouldn't know what a good day was.
You would say that. He would say that. Who brought the optimist guy? All right, that's enough for this spot. Sun's starting to go down though. We got about probably time for 1 or 2 more holes. I'm gonna keep my fingers here crossed with the witching hours upon us, and that we have some luck other than bad. Last resort. The spot looks really, really nice right now, though there could be any kind of fish here. This where we're at now is actually open for spring salmon, so there's a chance we can still get one of those. But I got my fingers crossed for a steely still. Hey, we're steely still. We'll be here all week. Yeah, block out there. What are you, a grill or something? Anybody? Anybody? Movie quote? It's from 𝗛𝗘𝗟𝗣 𝗧𝗛𝗘 It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen now. Witching hours upon us. The dark looming clouds above us. The slippery, slimy fish are swimming. Well, no fish. Good thing I got a plan B. Not the desired fish that we wanted for today, but I have a recipe that I've been really excited to show you guys. It's one that I learned when I was in Australia recently, and it's called 𝗛𝗛𝗏. Once again, thanks to my man Taku for sending me one of his beautiful limited edition knives that he just came out with. Absolutely incredible. A lot like the one I've been using for a long time. A little bit smaller edition here, but incredible, incredible knife, buddy. Thank you so much for sending me this one in the mail. Ching. Sparkle, sparkle. Okay. What I have here is some halibut that we caught from last year. We're about to go back up to Alaska again here in July and film an Addicted Alaska movie for the actual sportsman shows. So I'm very excited about that, but what that means for me is that I need to get some of the fish from last year eaten. What I'm gonna be doing here is making a style of ceviche. It's called 𝗛𝗛𝗏 because that's what it's called. And it comes from New Zealand. It's a New Zealand recipe. Very, very simple, very, very close to ceviche, but way different when you look at the ingredients. As you guys can see here, I have chili peppers, ginger, I have shallots, I have your normal citrus and cilantro and tomatoes that I'm gonna be putting in there, but I'm also gonna add the peppers and I'm gonna add that ginger to it. And then we're gonna add a couple more ingredients along the way here that's gonna really show you how much different it is, and it's absolutely delicious. I fell in love with it the first time I tried it. Okay, so what we're gonna do here for these pieces, normally you'd wanna kind of cube it up for ceviche, but with this halibut, I'm gonna make nice little strips. That way I have nice little pieces, because normally how I'm going to serve this is with some sort of pita bread or with tortilla chips. So either way, that's what we're going to be eating it with. But first things first, we want to get our fish going. Because what's going to happen here is we're going to actually cure this and cook this with the citric acid that's in the lemons and the limes that we bought at the store here. So I'm going to get this stuff cut up in nice thin pieces. You don't want to go more than probably 1/4 inch thick on each one of these, mainly because you want that stuff to cook. If it's too big of a piece, the bigger a piece you do, the longer it's going to take to cook with that acid. But I want to be able to show you guys in here on camera tonight how absolutely delicious this is going to taste. So I'm not going to waste too much time. Here we go. Wash the meat. Wash the meat. Now we're going to cut the meat. Cut the meat. Then wash the meat. Wash the meat. Then cut the meat. Okay, now first things first, we want to get our acid going on our fish before we cut up any of our other veggies. I like to roll my lemons like that, cut off the end, middle. And we're gonna give her a nice squeeze all over our fish. Middle's enjoying himself. You know what they say, a day like today, life gives you lemons, make namas. You're gonna wanna make sure that you have your fish in there until it's visibly cooked. A lot of times, if you cut your fish small enough and it's a fish like halibut or a whitefish, it's gonna only take probably 3 to 4 hours. Best overnight, that way you're gonna get a lot more of the flavor. But we got a couple hours here with you guys, so we're gonna make this happen. I'll show you what it really looks like. Okay. Next step, ginger. I'm gonna cut some nice, big, long chunks. I think that's gonna really be the best. It's gonna allow you to get nice little pieces. And it's gonna give a lot of the essence of that stuff in there. You don't necessarily wanna be eating the ginger, you just want it in there to be adding a lot of flavor. And once the acid in those limes and lemons takes care of this, and we put some of this rice wine vinegar in there, it actually will be very, very nice, almost pickled ginger in there as well. So you will be able to eat those pieces. Plus, it's really, really good for you. So not a bad thing to do. Next, I'm gonna do just a small amount of soy sauce in there. Just that little bit of flavor. Fish sauce is recommended. I didn't have any fish sauce. I thought I did in the cupboard. We're not going back to the store. One more bad luck thing today. And then probably about half a cup of your rice wine vinegar. Bam! Okay, and then to make this a little bit more northwest, I got some of this alder smoked sea salt. I'm gonna go nice little bit of sea salt in there. Got that nice smoky flavor to it. Now, we wait. Okay, now in a separate bowl, I'm gonna get the rest of my ingredients ready. So what I'm gonna add to this, I'm gonna do Roma tomatoes. I like these just because they don't really squish up too bad. So we're gonna do Roma tomatoes in this. I got 3 of them. I like the Romas for this because they're a nice firm tomato, and we like firm tomatoes. We have our red pepper. We got our bush of cilantro. And we have a shallot instead of a red onion. I'm gonna use a shallot once again because I can, and it's my cooking show, so I'm gonna use a shallot. But it has a little bit nicer flavor. That's why I really like it. So we're gonna go with shallots. We're gonna go all this stuff together. We're gonna set it in a separate bowl because we don't want to water down our little process that's going here. We want that citric acid and that vinegar to only touch that fish so that it gets done a little bit quicker. Hydrate. That'll make a bad day good. Well, there's the finished product, everyone. It is a day later. I added the rest of the ingredients, and that is what namas looks like after it's all said and done. To no one's surprise, that is delicious. Mmm. Mmm. Spot on. I'm gonna do one of these. Way to go, me. Wasn't the most successful day in the world. Probably one of the more bad luck ridden ones I've had in a very long time. But you know what? Tomorrow's a new day. We survived this one. And until next time, everybody, you all stay fishy, and we'll see you out there.